Well, hello everybody. Welcome. Hello. Welcome back to Wolong Fallen Dynasty. My name is RJ from CasualHardcoreGamers CHG, and this is part 2 of our live series of Wolong. And I know I have not been streaming for quite some time. Also, I do realize that it is really late, depending on where you are, or really early, depending on where you are. It is currently midnight in the U.S. Well, the West Coast U.S. And I decided to just see what would happen if I streamed at this hour. Had no idea what to expect, either nothing or something, I don't know. But yeah, so last time we stopped after we're about halfway through this level here. I have been playing this game a lot off camera on my main account, and been having a blast with it, been having so much fun with it, and learning the mechanics a bit more better, learning how the game works a bit more, and understanding it a bit more, like the upgrading system, the abilities that the equipment has, and just also like the enemies and also the wizardry that you have at your disposal. So it's learning all that stuff as I go, and it's been all very fascinating to learn. But since I have been playing this already, so I'm gonna kind of know what to do, where to go, all that stuff. So unfortunately, no surprises are gonna happen. But I will say that the game is a bit different because on my main account, I have actually been using like a short sword. I think I've been using a short sword. Well, it's not called a short sword. I'm using some kind of a sword. I don't think it's a Fideo though. But that's what I've been using on my main account. But this, as you can see, I'm using a big boy axe, which is akin to my Nioh playstyle that I usually do. So that'd be the difference, because it's very different fighting styles for sure. But yeah. Also, Mr. Tibbs in the early morning, man. Hello. Good morning to you, Mr. Tibbs. I understand that it is 7 a.m. over where you're at. So you're up wide early. Are you on your way to work? Are you at work? But anyways, I'm glad you're able to join me, man. Gemini said he might show up. He said he has set an alarm, but we'll see if he ends up showing up. But either way, man, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I actually got back visiting a friend, a new friend. Not new friend, a king, Lionel Flocks. He's been in some of my streams before. He doesn't usually stay too long, but he's been in them a few times, and I went to go visit him. So I was on a trip to a state called Indiana. Don't know if you've heard of it or know about it. It is more in our Midwest area. And man, is that shit cold. I'll just tell you right now, it is cold over in Indiana. Like, holy crap. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We did some recording. We did some recording of a couple anime games and shit, which was just all bad because those games are not good. But we had fun nonetheless. We had fun. We had a good time. Okay, so the next enemy coming up here. It's not a boss per se. I would say it's more like a sub boss or like a mini boss. But when I first fought this thing, and then it wrecked me. But I know what to expect this time. It's like a big old bird, like electric bird. So kind of like a Talonflame. The Talonflame was electric instead of fire type. Oh, my birthday! I forgot. Sorry, I missed your message there. For my birthday last Thursday, so part of it was actually going to Indiana, like I had just said, to visit my friend. So that's what I decided to do for my birthday, as far as the day of my birthday. But my family still wants to do stuff. My buddy Travis, you might know him. He's been in my other videos. He's my best friend. He actually messaged me last week to do something, but obviously I was then unavailable. But I'm pretty sure he still wants to do something, but I just gotta ask him what he wants to do. But I will be doing something with my family on Friday. This Friday. It's fun. I think we're going out to dinner. Yeah. Anyways, So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I'm actually taking off this bird way faster than I was before. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out, because I'm pretty far into the main game on my main account. I believe there are 7 parts into the game. Like, game's divided in 7 parts, which you get access to like this main battlefield map later, and you'll find out there are 7 parts. Well, it doesn't tell you, but I found out from doing other research that the game has 7 parts to it, and I'm on part. I think I've opened up part 6, so I'm pretty deep into the game, and so just making my way on here. But we're still. I think this is part 2 of the game at the moment. I think it's the beginning of part 2, or it could be the end of part 1. Oh shit, that was badly timed. Oh, that was death. Oh, I didn't even realize it. Oh man, I'm not paying attention to my health bar at all. Been talking so much, I'm paying attention to my health. Anyway, so you said Mrs. Tibbs is on the way to her work, so I got up with her to see her off. And I know, Indiana, I'm surprised that you survived the cold, but then you're all about the chill. Not as much as you might think. Also, why am I fighting this thing again? I gotta take this thing on again? That's a bummer. Whatever, no matter. I got this. What I find very funny is that you can actually dodge like everything in this game. Like, you can parry anything and everything in this game. That is very weird. Like, as you can see, I have been parrying like electricity, which is strange. But you can do it. And you can also parry like fire bolts and shit, which is just all types of weird. But hey hell, it works for me. Like, you can parry magic. You can parry literally anything in this game. Oh, there he goes. Bye-bye. But anyways, yeah, so we're having Indiana. Yeah, it was very cold. It actually snowed one of the days I was there. It didn't snow hard, mind you, but it did snow. And it was very weird. I was not prepared for the snow. But granted, I didn't think about the weather, like, at all. And King didn't like talk to me about it either. So yeah, neither of us thought about the weather. So that's my fault. Like, I showed up in freaking shorts. Oh man. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, I forgot about that guy. Shit. What? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what Daddy's looking for. There we go. Alright. Alright. So yeah, I mean, okay, so I'll have to figure out how this... I'm gonna have to try to get used to the new style, like fighting style, since I'm using an axe now, and it does change up how you play the game a bit, because you're so much slower with your attacks. But on my main account at least, I will say that this game, at least for me, as like a Nioh, like, being a Souls player isn't really what's gonna help you. It's more so if you're a Nioh player, that'll help you much better. But anyways, being a Nioh player, this game for me so far has actually been pretty easy, honestly. I would say this is probably the easiest. I mean, it's still a Souls-like technically. I would say this is probably the easiest Soul-like out there right now. Granted, I haven't played them all, by not even close. But I don't know. It seems as long as you can get this parrying system down. As soon as you get the parry system down, this game is pretty easy. I mean, yes, you'll still die because you don't know the enemy's attack patterns and such, which is like the same for any game. But other than that, though, like this game is really like it's still fun. Don't get me wrong, and it can still surprise you for sure. But as far as like actual difficulty, especially even with the bosses, like I've beaten almost every boss no more than like 2 tries. Lebrew was, I don't know if it's Lebrew or Lebrew, but he's the only boss that's taken me like several tries out of this entire game so far. And that's the first version of him, because you have to fight him twice in this game. The first one took me like 7, 8 tries, but everyone else is taking me like no more than like 2. But most of them have gone down in just my first try, and I'm no Souls-born expert by any means, but like it's a bit surprising. Then again, though, like as long as you get that parry system down, though, you get really good at it. You pretty much win every fight, every boss fight, and you always have a companion with you. You always have someone with you. Well, as long as they don't die along the way, but you always have someone with you in the fights. So you always have someone that will help take away aggro from you, unless they get knocked down, they get killed, or whatever. But otherwise, yeah, it's still fun. But they're definitely not going. They're definitely not trying to be, you know, hardcore by any means. So. Anyway, so while I'm off to Florida on Tuesday, so I know to expect the hot weather, but I enjoy this a lot more than Nioh, though. I enjoy this a lot more than Nioh. Yeah, Nioh. I've heard Nioh can be a bit jarring for players, especially if they're coming from Soulsborne games. That's the biggest gripe I've been hearing from people. Because I like to have fun and just go to the Nioh subreddit just to, I don't know, have fun with, just to see what people say. And yeah, a lot of people have gripes, or they're saying like, hey, what am I doing wrong? And their first sentence without fail is always, you know, I played all the Souls games, you know, I played all the Soulsborne games, and Sekiro, Bloodborne, everything. But they can't understand Nioh. And that's because Nioh functions fundamentally different than any Souls game. And if you don't take the time to understand it and get good at it, you are not going to have a good time. And I said this before, like, I think on the podcast a few times with David, I honestly feel it was actually better for me to have played Nioh not having played any of the Souls games than if I was coming from as someone who had played them and I was just looking for like another Soulsborne to play. Because again, it is so fundamentally different. Like, yes, in this game it is kind of too, but you only really need to do is just build up the parry. That's it. If you learn how to parry, you're good. That's really the only mechanic in this game that you have to try to figure out. That's it. But Nioh, you have like the whole stance-based system, and how the different attacks play with that, and how like each weapon has each weapon has its own stance system thing. Then you have all the magic to worry about, and then you have more of a Diablo style loot system and build system. It's, in my opinion, I think the build system in Diablo is much more intricate than Diablo. I meant in Nioh. In Nioh, it's much more intricate and elaborate than it is in Souls, in Dark Souls. Granted, I've only played Dark Souls 1, so I don't know if it gets any more intricate in 2 and 3. But having played Demon Souls and Dark Souls, you really just have to make sure that the weapon you have scales correctly to the stats that you want to increase, you know, and then and sometimes armor gets included, but it's not at the same level as it is. It just isn't. Like, you have to take consideration of everything for your build in Nioh. Also, these guys are probably like the hardest non-boss enemy in the game. Even like, because later in the game, they'll actually throw you some former bosses in this game as regular enemies, and these guys, these little tiger things, are still harder than those. Oh. Oh shit. That's not good. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, got him. Alright, you're down. Cool. Now, I didn't have to do that, but I had to do that. Alright. Yeah, these weird-ass looking things. Which, they're really cool design-wise, but man, are they weak as hell. And if there's anything that I'm so happy Elden Ring brought to the Soulsborne genre, is the ability to jump. Because this game obviously you can jump too, which that's new for like the Team Ninja games. And so I'm so happy that Elden Ring popularized that, because it's just like, I don't know why you would never be able to jump in any of this type of games. It makes no sense why you can't jump. Now you can jump. And it's like a whole new world is open to you because you can jump. I love it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I didn't kill him. Really wanted to kill him. Alright, oh, I remember the bosses. This is one of the main baddies that you get introduced to at the beginning of the game. Which I was a bit surprised that you fought all of them so soon. Like, you get introduced like the 3 main baddies who orchestrated like apparently all of this shit. Like with their, I don't know, Taoist magic or something. And you take out all 3 of them relatively early in this game. And I thought they were being set up as like the, I don't know, end game bosses. But they're not. None of them are. Anyway, so I fought Melania traditionally the other day with Uchikatana, and on Elden Ring, I don't get the hype. Done her first time, no summons, no magic, just parried her and dodged. Got her first time. You know, it could be... You know, my hypothesis to that, Mr. Tibbs, is that... Now, she might be probably... I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's the hardest boss in the game, maybe she's not. I don't know. I haven't played the game. But I do know about her, and I do know a lot of people rave about her for being so hard. Because I think mainly it was because like she has that scarlet rot thing she can inflict on you in like the second phase or something like that. And you know, scarlet rot is terrible in Elden Ring. But my hypothesis is that you have a bunch of people. I mean, Elden Ring obviously is the most mainstream Souls game, or Souls-like game that there's ever been so far. And because of that, you have a whole lot of people who have never played that type of game who are just getting probably just schooled. Just destroyed by her, right? And then you have all the YouTube channels, gaming channels or whatever have you, who they need to, I wouldn't say pander per se, but you could call it pandering if you want. But they have to, you know, kind of, in a sense, agree with the general consensus of the people who are most likely watching the video, which is probably going to be most of those new time players, you know? So, and it kind of pushes the narrative of people thinking that it's like, that she's like, you know, the fucking bee's knees. But I bet you if you did some kind of a survey amongst the Souls vets, and not just Souls vets, but like the good Souls, like the good players, not just the people who just beat all the games, but like the people who, like, I would say conquered all the games, like really fucking beat the shit out of them. Like, you know, like how you said, like you put like hundreds of hours into like Dark Souls 1 over your time playing it. Like stuff like that. You know, like those kind of people, like yourself. I bet you if you kind of surveyed those guys, those people, and asked them what they thought about Melania, they'd probably say the same thing that you said. You know, like, hey, I don't really know what the whole big deal is. Like, I fucking, like, wrecked her. Like, easy. Or, like, she'd be like, I mean, yeah, she was tough. She was obviously the toughest boss in the game, but, like, it only took me, like, you know, 5 tries or something like that. You know. And so I just wonder, you know, it's probably just a matter of, again, like I said, it's just too many new time players. Or casual players, or whatever you want to call them, into this type of genre that are getting exposed to this and to a boss like Melania. So, yeah. And again, it also could just be because she has the Scarlet Rot thing, and that is terrible. Scarlet Rot is. I haven't played the game, but I do know about Scarlet Rot, and Scarlet Rot can go to hell. So, anyway, so I know this boss here. I know what this boss is about, and it's more of a magic catered boss. So I'm going to see if anything just before I go in. Alright, looks like I have the best club I can have at the moment. Okay. I'm trying not to let my agility goes down too low. But I can put on a better helmet. Martial arts. Let's see here. Poison accumulation, burns accumulation, toxin damage, straight saber damage. I'm not doing any of that. So it's not going to help me much. Except for defense increase. Let's see here. Element imbued. Okay, heaviness, accumulation, store HP. What's this one do? Summon attack power, martial arts damage. Oh, you know what? I'll put that on. Whoa, I got a cape on this one. Hell yeah. I get a cape. That makes it automatically better. I get myself a badass cape. Let's see here. Flame attack power, luck. That ain't helping me at all. Let's see here. No, that's not going to help me. It didn't pass. Let's see here. Attacking. Oh, okay, yeah. I'll put that one. Yeah. All right, we're good to go. We're good to go. I mean, we might still die, but we're good to go. Let's go.
禀报地宫将军，敌军已经逼近到眼前了，不如我等还是先撤退吧。
只需一心追求皇天之事即可。
Sorry if you heard that. Just had a message waiting for me.
胆敢阻挡我等之人，定会。
Alright, yeah, so he was one of the baddies that you got shown in the beginning of the game, and you're just fighting him right away. Which is a bit interesting. I love how I can just dodge his magic, just throw all that fire, just dodge it. Okay, yeah, get him. Yeah, get him. Well, did I just dodge that by jumping in the air? That was sick. Oh, I missed it. That's no good. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, I missed. Ah, shit. Okay, so you kind of want to take out these little henchmen, because I think they buff him. But he kind of also like will teleport to you as you're trying to take out the henchman. But it's alright. It's alright though. We good. How do I? Why can't I dodge that? Oof. Uh-oh. Oh shit! I got him! Right at the last second. Wow. Wow, look at that health. Look at that little bit of health. I mean, I guess I still had a potion I could have used. I kind of forgot. I thought I only had one. But we're good. We win. First try. Okay, I will say using the axe is going to be a challenge. Because I have been so used to my sword, which is just so fast. Using the sword is so fast. I mean, yes, it's less damage per hit, but like it is so freaking fast. And it does make parrying quite a bit easier. Because each weapon has like a different parry level. Kind of like just how easy or hard it is to parry, or at least how much like how much of your spirit energy or whatever it takes to parry. And I think with axes, I think it takes more energy to parry. So, but yeah. Anyways, I've already seen this, so I'm just gonna kind of ignore this. Evil Saturday, I'll be recording the Resi 4 remake. Can't wait. Then gotta go to Gemini Cuphead challenge when I'm back. Dude, that Cuphead challenge is gonna be nuts. I will say for most of this game, like for the early parts of this game, I'm like it was kind of hard to follow the story. The hardest part for me following these stories, same thing with Nioh, is that since I don't know any of the people, like the figures, before playing this, what's hard for me is to remember the names, because there are so many names, and to me they kind of blend together. Like for Nioh, the first Nioh, when I first played it, I totally didn't remember anybody's name except Nobunaga, but for obvious reasons. And in Nioh 2, which uses a lot of the same characters from Nioh 1 with some additional ones thrown in, it took me so many times to have to play the game over and then to read the biographies and such. It took me so many times to figure out who was who and to remember who was who. Yeah, it took me forever. And so, same thing with this game. The hard part for me is to remember who the hell is who. Like I know Lubu, but other than Lubu, I knew nobody else. And I never played Dynasty Warriors, which I know is also, I think, takes place in the same time period as this game does. It uses a lot of, I think, similar historical figures. But yeah, there's just so many names. I don't know. That's the hardest part for me, is to figure out who's who, and who's good, who's bad. Like the side who you end up being on. I don't know how to say his name correctly. Cao or how I don't know how to say his name, but that guy, him. I don't. You end up being on his side most of for the game, but I don't know. Is that the right side? Is it the good side? Is he bad? Is he evil? I don't know who he is, so it's just tough for me to figure it out. So like they start mentioning names as the game goes on, and I'm like, who is this? You know, like, oh man, like that's the hardest part for me to figure out. That's what makes these stories so tough for me to follow behind and to get invested in, because I can't remember who the fuck is who. I mean, that guy looks cool though. I'll say that. Anywho, so yeah, we still haven't. So I think maybe after this mission, we unlock like a special area, like not special area. We unlock like basically, I guess you could say, home base of sorts. It's like a village in a mountain. When we unlock that, then that allows us. It kind of acts like a hub of sorts, where the blacksmith will reside there, and she'll stay there from now on instead of finding her intermittently throughout the missions. You can just go back to her at any time and upgrade your weapons and your armor, or just buy new ones, or you can do much more too. You can like change the special effects of each weapon or armor that you have and re-roll it for something better if you want. And you can also like change the appearance of your weapons and armor to something else of your liking for the stuff that you've seen and unlocked so far or found so far. And some other things you can do. Something like you can like start these long-standing missions with some of the NPCs and stuff like that. Yeah, like yeah. So she's the blacksmith. She'll be in the village going forward once you unlock the village, which is good, because I was worried that she was just gonna be a wandering blacksmith, which is gonna be very annoying. Yeah. Can you just let me buy shit from you? Jeez, lady. Anywho, so gotta love the spicy beans. Yeah, like I'm really excited for you, Mr. Tibbs, to try that. Well, first of all, to play Cuphead at all, but knowing that you're doing spicy beans on top of that. Oh man, I'm gonna pray for your soul, man, because it is no joke. I mean, Cuphead by itself is no joke, like absolutely no joke. You'll find this out soon enough when I eventually make my way over to to the UK, and I play it with Jem and I co-op. It's no joke, man. I mean, it's one thing to watch us play it. It's a whole other thing to actually play it. Okay, I gotta figure something out here real quick. So before I upgrade shit, let me make sure. So I still have the best axe or hammer that I can have at the moment. Yes. Okay, I don't have any other big weapons right now. And then I think I'm using a sword. I think that's what I've been using so far, is just a regular sword. I think that's what I use now. I was using the pommel, the saber, and then I swapped for a sword. And I've been using, I think, a sword going forward, because the sword scales well with, because I've been focusing mostly on earth. And I've been scaling, my weapon scales with that, so I'm having a good time with that. Okay, so that's fine. And I think I already did my armor stuff, so I'm cool with that. Oh, what's this? What are you? What are you? You are better? Oh, power gained upon fatal strike. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, please, I'll take that. Thank you. Okay, this I can have. These aren't any better. These aren't any better. Oh, wait, hold on. Wizardry spell damage. Oh, shit. Nah, that's better. And then I haven't done anything with these. Nah, I think it's fine. Okay. So let's go and increase
哟，
my.
别来无恙啊，有何需要？
I mean, I normally, when I was playing with my other account, so what I was doing was I was only increasing my weapons rather than armor, because armor you technically, especially in early game, you're just gonna be swapping that shit out, doing new ones over and over again. So it's not really worth the money or the material to upgrade your armor. But weapons, yeah, especially if you've kind of already decided what you want to do, what weapon you want to use, definitely weapons, for sure. Okay, so we'll get that. We'll upgrade that. We'll upgrade our ranged. Oh, they were level 1? Oh, shoot. Okay, I want to increase the crossbow. Okay. And then we will sell our accessories for sure. Wait, whoa, what did I do? What did I just do? What did I just do? Where's Chekhov? There it is. Alright. Okay. So now also what happens is after you do every time you finish a main mission, when you can go you not rest, but you can come to these. Oh, deliveries. What did I do? Oh. Okay, cool. Anywho, you can go back to travel, and you will unlock you unlock all this. Not really unlock, but you'll see how you can do other missions. This is where you can do all these side missions and submissions, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do real quick. We're going to do some of these submissions to get more experience or souls and other items and stuff, because sometimes you can find some really cool items or armor here. So yeah, it's a good time. Okay, so Mr. Tibbs, I've already played a little bit of it. I couldn't get past the first airplane level. And then Gemini's in the house, my guy. What up, Gem? Good to see you, man. You held up your promise, held you up your end of the deal, man. I'm glad you're here. And whoever that other person is, I see there's another person watching. Thank you for stopping by as well. Appreciate you, whoever you are. Hope you have fun with this. But yeah, as far as the first airplane level, so that's with Hildeberg, and yeah, she's no joke. I don't know if you were watching. Gemini was, but I don't know if you were, Mr. Tibbs. But Hildeberg on expert broke me. Like, Gemini was there. He was there for it. Hildeberg broke me, man. I was... Oh, shit. That was faster than I thought. I was so sad after fighting her. Like, the first time I took her on... Now, granted, this was already, like, having played quite a bit at that point. Like, quite a bit. So I was, like, tired. It was like I was already been streaming for almost a couple hours. And, you know, streaming Cuphead for any period of time is exhausting, as Gemini can attest. But yeah, I was pretty tired, pretty exhausted, like at least for playing that game. And then I was like just making my way through expert, and I was taking on some of the most of the other bosses because they were fine, like they weren't too crazy. But then I got to Hildeberg, and it was just hard stop, just hard stop. And Gemini was there. Like I was visibly sad. Like, because for me, I'm like the opposite of Gemini, at least on stream. In person, I actually do, or I can be susceptible to like yelling, or not really yelling, but like raising my voice and like being hella pissed and swearing and shit. But on stream, I don't want to put out that persona about myself. So I just got like super bummed out. Like hella bummed out, and I was like legit sad. And I remember messaging Gemini right after that stream, because I still had to go work out. And I was like, dude, like, I'm like legit sad right now. He probably remembers that too. Like, I was legit sad. I was like, Gem, like, that really like just ruined my entire night. Hildeberg, expert Hildeberg just ruined my entire night. And it's honestly only because of, I think it's Sagittarius, that constellation, the one with the arrows. It's really only because of that. If it was like the same thing, like the same constellations, just like faster, I would have no problems with it. Because the bull's super easy. Gemini, so to speak, is also super easy. Just like in real life. Ayo. But yeah, like they're really easy. It's just that one extra one. It's just so fucking difficult. So when Gemini went on stream recently, which is playing Cuphead for the fuck of it, and then got to Hildeberg on expert and just fucking wiped the floor with it, I was legit upset, Gemini. I was like low-key like bugging about that. I was like, how dare you just wreck Hildeberg on expert, no problems. Like, for me, that's one of the tougher bosses in the game. And I'm usually pretty solid on the flying levels, but Hildeberg, fuck right off. I don't like Hildeberg. Well, it's really I don't like that one constellation in that fight. That's really what it is. I don't like the the Sagittarius or whatever that constellation is of that fight. That's what I don't like. Everything else is fine. Even the ending is fine. Because it's really the same thing, it's just faster, and I can handle that. Something about that fucking Sagittarius, man. Oh boy. Anywho, I do, man. I felt bad because I truly felt your pain, Mr. Tibbs. I hope you're prepared. Ayo. There's gonna be rage galore with me. My channel might get taken down with the profanity that's gonna come out of my mouth. I think you're fine, Mr. Tibbs, because if you worried about your channel, trust me, like, if Gemini's channel was safe, your channel's safe, because that man almost tore down his house playing Cuphead, alright? So, I think you're going to be fine. I don't think there's anything you could say that Gemini didn't already say. And his channel's obviously still intact, so I think you're good. Like, I don't know if you actually have taken the time to watch Gemini, not Gemini, Mr. Tibbs. I don't know if you've ever, like, watched Gemini's initial playthrough of Cuphead, but it is a fucking trip. I'll tell you that. It is a trip. It's only like 6 episodes long. It's not a long series because he does, long episodes, but, he broke his monitor. I think he said he broke some cell phones at some point that were off camera. He has broken so much of his own property, and it's really all Cuphead's fault. It is all Cuphead's fault. Cuphead has driven Gemini to do things to his own personal property that I don't think any other game has. Because he's told me about it, and I'm just like, dude. That's why I was like, that's why when he was talking about, like, what should I play? Like, what should I do after he was done with the demo? The RE4 demo? Everyone was like, Cuphead. I'm like, I was the one saying no. Because I was like, yeah, it might be fun for the views to see him be, Ragey McRagerface, but it's like, it legit, at a point in time, it legit, was not good for his health. It really wasn't. And since I care about the man, I'm just like, dude, no game is worth that. No game is worth that. Alright. So I do remember this mission, and I remember getting tripped up a bit. Because one thing about this game is, so the levels are bigger than, Nioh's. I mean, they're still linear, but, they're not immediately noticeably linear in the way that Nioh's is. Nioh's levels were always very... There wasn't much confusion of where you needed to go or what to do, or anything like that. But in this game, there actually are, every level, or at least every main level, has, all these kind of left path, right paths and shit, and it kind of does trip you up a little bit on where to go. And any self-respecting gamer always chooses the wrong path first before the right path, because that's like the #1 rule of gaming. But like this game makes it very confusing which way is left, which way is the correct way, which way is the wrong way, like which way may lead to a dead end or something. That's the one. I mean, it's good and bad. It's more annoying than anything. It's not really bad. It's just like for a gamer like me, it's just annoying. Anyways, people think I'm crazy, but they have never. He's not wrong. I should be in prison. People think I'm crazy, but they have never played Cuphead. I lost about 8 years of lifespan due to the legit pressure on my brain. Oh man, I don't even doubt that statistic, Jen. I really don't. I could totally believe you living a shorter life now because of Cuphead. Whoop. There we go. Mega damage. All right. Anyway, so you're really selling this to me, guys. Yeah, that's what we're here for, man. Hey, if anything, I'm trying to deter you from it. All right, I don't want to share this pain. After having now experienced it myself, if I'm gonna share the pain, I'm only gonna do it with somebody who has already also stupidly been through this pain as well. I would not wish Cuphead. I would not wish expert Cuphead, Saltbaker, on my worst enemy. I mean, I know Gem and I fucking like did it in like one try on his stream. I don't even. I'm still trying to process that bullshit. But yeah, I would never. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. Cuphead. Okay, like 2 bosses in Cuphead actually drove me to like tears. Well, I didn't cry on stream, but like if I wasn't on stream, it would have. But 2 bosses actually like broke me, like to the point where like I was like contemplating everything I'd ever done. And the first one was Grim Matchsticks, because of course, it's like he's like infamous now. And the second was Saltbaker on stream. Like Gemini was there for that one too, I think. I was trying to beat Saltbaker on expert on stream, and I was after going through a whole lot of other bosses as well on expert, and it was like the last boss, and I was like wrapping up. I think it took me. I think I streamed for like an hour. Was it like an hour, Gemini? Like I swear I was streaming for like an hour straight, and I just could not beat. I couldn't beat him. Yeah, I think I streamed like an hour straight. No, an hour. I was already streaming like an hour already. But like I was streaming. It took me. I was fighting Saltbaker for like an hour, and I still could not beat him. And so it's just, yeah, it's just, he's no joke, man. Saltbaker is no joke. I mean, it's tougher, because it was also because I was on stream, which makes, like, everything, I mean, by doing anything on stream is just so much harder. Haha. Oh, shit. What? I missed that? Oh, wow, that's 2 for 2. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, he's coming in hot. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Yeah, we did it. Okay, anyways. Okay. Don't listen to him, Mr. Tibbs. One of us. One of us. One of us. You could say you was salty about Jem's attempt. Yeah, I know I was. I was absolutely. Yeah, I was very salty. I was very upset about that. You don't understand, Mr. Tibbs, the pain I've been through with Saul Baker. I don't like Saul Baker. Saul Baker can eat a fat one. Yeah, I hate Saul Baker so much. I hate Saul Baker. Saul Baker can die. I don't care. If Saul Baker ceased to live, I would not bat an eye. Anyways, let's do another submission. It's really important to do these submissions because like it really does help you get additional souls, and also a lot and some hidden items or some like power like not powerful. Some very important items can be hidden in these submissions. So, for instance, the item that I use to heal up, which they call like the dragon's pot, well, you can make it better with two different items, like dragon vein essence and dragon something something. One of them allows you to have more at one time. When you rest, not really rest, but like when you come into these big old battle flags and it resets, it like replenishes it. Well, it allows you to have a higher maximum amount. The other item allows you to get more health per use. It increases the effectiveness of it, more or less. And some of those items are hidden in these submissions. And so it gives you an incentive to do them. And also some other like hidden items are also here as well. So not every mission, but a good amount of them are hidden in these. Hello. We fought you already, and we're gonna beat you again. Because you are stupid easy. Now, this guy is almost sad. Like he's almost embarrassing how easy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he's so easy, and why he was like a boss, because like it is like sad. Oh, perfect way to end this fight. Perfect. Well, I don't think it's the end of the fight. It might not be. We'll have to see. Oh, it's the end. Alright, cool. That one's done. Alright, this reminds me a lot of Ominusha was the side mission I feel like streaming today, but don't know what. Stream Ominusha. There you go. There's your game. Go find an emulator and stream it. Alright, so we did those side missions, so we're good. So we're going to go back to our main battlefield. And I'm going to level up. I'm going to use some items that give you extra, like those little soul things. Like they call it key in this game. I think it's pronounced key. I hope so. It's QI. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. I imagine it's key, which is interesting because that's like a throwback to Nioh, because that game was all about your key. So, anyways, anywho. So we got, yeah, Dragon Vein Essence. So this one allows you, it gives you, I think it helps it, I think it increases the effectiveness of it. Yes. So yeah, these are important. You want to find those when you can. There's a good amount of them in the game too. Like I'm pretty far into the game. I still haven't found all of them. All right. So now that we've done that. Is it part of the PlayStation Plus Premium on the Classic section? I did not know that. Okay, so So since I understand the leveling system better and the wizardry better, so this... Okay, so I need to get more... What's that? Earth? I think that's Earth. So since I want to keep using these like bigger, like these hammer items or whatever, I think what brand is it? Is it Hammer? Hammers. They seem to scale better with Earth. And so I'm going to put more of my points, my upgrade points into Earth. Or my wizardry level up into Earth. Which looks like I already have been, so that's good. Which is good because it also increases my equipment weight at the same time. So, hey, that's good. So how high can we go? 18 levels. Alrighty. Let's do 4. And then I do need to keep this up because you always need an extra HP. And then I saw that fire stacks with it too, so I'm going to give myself some fire. Alright, we're level 20 now. Yeah. Now, I haven't really been using a whole lot of the wizardry spells, even on my main account. I think for me, it's because like they're just not as powerful as they are in Nioh. In Nioh, it's just like you increase your magic level, and that opens up more skill points to use to get more magic abilities, and then you choose them from the magic skill tree, and then you customize them. You set your shortcuts or whatever. You like prepare them in the loadout screens and stuff like that, and then you can start using them. But they're like immediately effective, like right away effective, and it's really great. Like to increase your either buff you or to debuff enemies or whatever have you. They're just super easy to use. Right away, you know what's going on with them, and it's great. But for this game, it's like, I don't know. I mean, some people have mentioned like the Earth one in particular is like crazy good. I guess most enemies and stuff like that. And I guess maybe in PvP is different, but for PvE, it's like, I don't know. I haven't really needed it, so. Anyways. I'm actually original RE4 this week in preparation for the release. I'll race you, Jim. Yeah, let's see who can beat it first. I wonder though, because I know Mr. Tibbs was saying that RE4 has an adaptive difficulty curves or whatever, like learning thing, how it learns how you play and then adapts difficulty accordingly. I wonder. I haven't heard anything about that in this remake. If that's going to be applied, or if they're just going to go more skewed to a more traditional, solid, separate difficulty levels, stuff like that. Easy, medium, hard, et cetera, et cetera. Have you heard anything about that, Tibbs? I'm curious about that. Okay, I'm just going to learn my skills. I don't think I'm going to use them, but actually, since I am doing Earth, I might as well learn more. Yeah, I think it's this one. This skill right here. I think that one. I think there's a better one of it. Yeah, right here, I think. I think that one in particular does like hella good damage. Or maybe there's another one like it. That's definitely not it. I don't think that's it either. But there's some kind of like rock one, pillar one. I think it was one of those two. Where it actually can do pretty good stuff. And even like the issue is that like some of the skill trees, magic trees, some of the magic abilities you unlock later are they sound really great. And I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like Nioh. Like there's like one where like you can put out a debuff on the enemy to lower their attack or lower their defense, or like you set a perimeter around you and your allies to where you'll do more attack, as long as you're in this vicinity. But like they don't last long, and it seems to be the only way to make them last longer is by like having that as like an ability on your equipment, which I don't like that. I would rather have it just be based on how high your level is with that phase, like with that, because this is the Earth phase. I wish that like it would just scale with how high you have that phase, rather than having it tied to trying to put that specific like buff on your armor or your weapons or whatever, because that's not a guarantee. You either have to re-roll it, find it, and it doesn't increase it by much. It's only like a couple percentage. I mean, yes, you could, if you go on everything, it stacks, But it's just it would have been more simpler for me. I think for a lot of people if they had just tied it to how high your level. I think that would just be way more streamlined and much more easier to understand. Anyways, we're just gonna okay. Okay, and then I'll probably add a force blow as my other. All right, opposing slab. There we go. I'll work with that. See how that works for the game. Hopefully, I can take some people out with it. Anywho, so okay, this game has an interface like Hogwarts Legacy. That's cool. I have not played much Hogwarts, and the people who I have seen play it, I haven't seen much of the skill tree, so I do not know. So thanks for letting me know about that. And anyway, same as original, that it gives the adaptive difficulty on the lower difficulties, and then on professional, it will hit you with the highest difficulty AI. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the reviews. I was telling Gemini this the other day because people have already put out the reviews earlier this week. No, I think it was even last week. And I messaged him. I was like, bro, I have not seen a game that I haven't seen a game get this much universal praise. And like probably since God of War, maybe? Like 2018 God of War. Or like Breath of the Wild, honestly. Like GameSpot gave it a 10. IGN gave it a 10. And I haven't checked all the other outlets. Those are like my two main outlets. But it's like those two people, they almost never agree. And I find GameSpot to be a bit more stringent or strict on the reviews. They don't, I mean, they give out 10s, yes. But they don't give out as many as IGN does. I feel IGN's a bit nicer a lot of the time than GameSpot is, which I appreciate. But yeah, even they agreed. 10 out of 10. I'm just like, holy shit. So yeah, I think this game's going to be pretty special. RE4 is going to be a special game. Like even to the point, like if it is like that great, and the trophy list isn't hard to get. You might even find me playing the game, honestly, because Resident Evil just isn't my thing. Like, I'm gonna be very upfront. I know both of you guys love it. It's never been my thing. I'm not even a big survival horror, survivor, like whatever. I'm not anything with horror or spooks. I'm not a fan. I only played Resident Evil 2 with Travis just because I was playing it with him, and so like I can handle that. And also he doesn't like scary games either, so I figured it'd be kind of funny. But most of the time, like I don't. But I don't know. That game, if it has that much of a gravitational pull on the entire gaming industry, I might have to change my opinion. So we'll give that a go. Especially if the platinum is easy. And honestly, the reason why I even went for the platinum is because, and this, you guys might scoff at this, but like, so they released sometime after the game came out, they had released some kind of like, I don't know what to call it, but like some like pack thing that basically unlocked a lot of shit from the very get-go. So like when you got to the PlayStation in RE2, you could basically get the rocket launcher like right away and like other shit. And I was like, yes please, because I don't care about the game or the series that much to play it on professional first and get an S rank on it to unlock the rocket launcher. So I was like, oh fuck yes please. And when in doing that doesn't take away from your rating. So like basically there's no penalty. The game gives you no penalty for it. So I'm like, oh fuck yes. So if there's something like that they released for RE4, Oh, you best believe I'm about to get that platinum. And again, I know I'm speaking blasphemy in front of you two, but hey man, it is what it is. Perfect 10 is 9.5 across the board. Did you see the Resi 6? It's still the third best-selling Resident Evil game, so it must be good. Okay, here's the thing with that. Here's the thing with that, Mr. Tibbs. First of all, I can't believe that is the case, and that makes me very sad. But you gotta keep in mind the other half of that situation, right? Okay, yes, it could be the third best-selling Resident Evil game. Okay, fine. Like when it first came out, and actually, you know what? Honestly, I remember that because when it came out, before everyone knew that it was crap, it like I worked at GameStop, I think, or I was about to, around the time of that game's release, and I remembered the hype of that game, and it was no joke. The hype of Resident Evil 6 was insane, and so you telling me it's the third best-selling game, I can believe it. However, what people never think about is when you consider returns that happened with that game, and I can tell you they happened with that game because when I worked at GameStop, I worked there for several years while I was in college and such, we would have bundles of bundles of copies of RE6 that were never sold, or that were like traded between stores and stuff like that because no one wanted to buy it because everybody at that point knew that it sucked. So maybe it was initially the third best-selling game, but is it overall the best-selling game or third best-selling game when you take into effect all the returns that game had? And you best believe that game had hella returns. So just something to keep in mind. You know, there's always a bigger picture to always consider. But anyways, yeah, fuck RE6. However, I will say though, with RE4 doing so well, so well. I mean, I know RE3 remake got a bit of a bad rap, for some various reasons, you know, which are valid. It's still like I haven't played it, but like I've seen some of it. And, you know, I'm sure it still is a solid game to play. Like mechanically, it still looks visually amazing. It looks just as good as RE2 did. RE2 remake did. Visually, it's very pleasing. I'm sure mechanically it's very sound. You know. And I'm hoping that at least follows some of the story beats from the original game. You got Nemesis following you around everywhere, so I'm sure that's fun. And with RE4 doing really great as well, I am curious. I'm very, very curious if Capcom is willing to try to remake RE5. Like, for real. I really am. I mean, I know that's when the series started kind of going off the rails a bit. I mean, Gemini played RE5 last year. He can tell you. RE5 is a bit of a weird game. And I played a little bit of it. And that's kind of where it kind of went too goofy, you could say. Resident Evil's always been a goofy game, a goofy series, but like I feel like that's when it kind of started going a little too goofy. Like even if, like for its own good. And it suffered for it. I mean, it was still an okay shooter, you know, and it has some interesting co-op mechanics, but it just obviously didn't hold a candle to any of the other previous games. And then obviously RE6 is a fucking masterclass in how to fuck up a game. So, I'm curious if they would even bother. I mean, honestly, I mean, they're also kind of like different games too. Like RE5, 5, and 6 are they're more co-op centric, whereas obviously the first 4 were not. And also they're much more modern than the other 4, with both of those being on PS3. And I mean, RE5 is pretty damn old. They came out like in 08 or 09. RE6 came out in 2012. So like, especially RE6, it's like not insanely old, but I don't know. I wonder if they'll do it. I do wonder if they'll actually try remaking 5, and if they do, if they will make 6. And if they, like Gemini, if I see a remake announcement of RE5, you and I need to find a way to get a hold of Capcom so that they can let us remake RE6 for them. I don't know if you know this, Mr. Tibbs. I don't think we talked about this when we did when I had him on the podcast. But later, we talk more about this during Jake's campaign of our playthrough. But in it, I'm just going off as I do about the game because I hate it. But at one point or another, we were like, or more me and Gemini was adding his 2 cents about like, let us redo the game. Like, let us redo RE6. We'll do the HD remake of RE6 for them. Like, not even get paid for it. We don't even want to get paid. Just let us redo it. The whole, or like, as far as redoing the story, like the whole story beats, everything about it. And so yeah, if they remake RE5, Gemini, you and I, we need to figure out how to get a hold of Capcom and offer our services for free. And yes, I am going hardcore gamer on RE4. I might go a hardcore gamer on RE4. We'll have to see what happens. Wait, what the fuck? I thought that was a... There we go. Anyways, okay. Don't even get me started. Code Veronica needs the remake treatment first, as it explains Wesker's return and Claire's search for her brother. Mr. Tibbs should work for Capcom. With as much as Mr. Tibbs knows about the whole series, I think he would. I think he should too, yeah. I mean, he'll at least know, like, he'll at least have the passion to, like, he'll care about, like, trying to create, like, a really great story, or, like, retelling it, but making it make more sense, or filling in the gaps where it's needed. I'm sure you would do great. But leave RE6 to me and Gemini. That's ours. That's our personal vendetta to deal with. But yeah, and you're right. Yeah, Code Veronica probably could use a remake as well. Probably RE0 as well. Like it would be cool if they actually took a shot at taking, maybe like take a smaller team, or like an outside dev like the Blooper team. That's doing the Silent Hill remake, or maybe Blue Point Games, maybe like Sony can work something out with them, because I think Sony owns them now. Work something out with them to like have maybe one of them, or maybe a smaller internal team work on a remake of one of the smaller titles, or the spin-off titles like Code Veronica, like you said, maybe Resi Zero, or maybe even Revelations, like 1 or 2, one of those, or I know there's other ones. They're kind of slipping my mind at the moment. Like some other like well-known spin-off games. Or they could actually do a more modern remake of 1, like not in the sense of what they did on the GameCube, but do what they done with 2 and 3, but for 1. That'd be kind of cool. I would like to see that. I mean, I know the remake that they did for the GameCube is really nice. Like, it really is. Like, it was so ahead of its time. It was a remake before that was even like called a remake. Really, they weren't even calling it a remake. I think at the time, they were just saying like, this is just a nicer, fresher look at the game. Like, I don't think anyone called it a remake. that wasn't even a thing. So yeah, definitely ahead of its time, and it should be, you know, touted for it. But I'd love to see a proper remake like that for one. Yeah, those are just some ideas, and then they can maybe focus on 5. See how that goes. Okay, so I'm going a different route than I did before. So when I played this on my main account, I went over there, over this like, what do you call that? Doorway, like a fort little area. There's another bird on the other side over there, and that bird fucked me up for a while. I died more to that bird than I did to most bosses in the game. But this time I'm going to fight it. I'm going around the long way to go fight it because, and one thing that the game, people argue that the game doesn't explain well enough to you, is that, so in this game there's 2 different, like, there's like a fortitude level, there's a morale level. Now the game explains the morale level to you, kinda, but not a whole lot. And it's the number that's underneath, that's right above my health bar. Right now it says 13. And I think it maxes out at like 25. But anyways, if your morale level is much higher than an enemy's morale level, which enemies do have morale levels when you interact with them, you'll actually do more damage to them than you normally would, depending on how high the disparity is between the 2 numbers. And you'll take less damage from them. And so I feel part of the reason why I was getting murked just left and right by the bird last time on my main account was because I fought it too early and my morale level was just too low. Now again, I wasn't paying attention to the morale levels at the time, but I suspect it probably was. And so, with me having a much higher morale level than I would have, I think at the time, I probably had a morale level of like, I don't know, 4. Whereas now I got one at 13. I think I'm in for a better time. Anyways, Jace campaign on professional. Seriously serious almost. Really, Jace campaign on any difficulty is just serious. Like, I'm serious, mom mode. Like that's really all it is. That's what it is. Like 10 out of 10. Oh, can I even open this door? Oh, I can't break. RE1 on RE engine. That's what I'm saying, man. I would love to see that because the RE engine is amazing. It's probably one of my favorite game engines today, like modern game engines right now, is that RE engine. It is amazing. It really is. So to see RE1 on that would be pretty fucking dope. Can you imagine next gen Jill, but in her like cop uniform with her fucking stupid little beret and the modern RE engine? Apparently the leaks is that the next one in the series is a remake of 1. Oh, well, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, I'll be curious. Like I said, I'd be really curious to see if that actually goes down. I'd be down with that for sure. Alright, let's take you on, you piece of shit. Okay, yeah, this thing's morale's 11. Yeah, my morale was not high enough to be fighting this thing. Oh, well, down it goes. Yeah, that's really what I think. I'm like 90% certain that's why I was getting destroyed. I was just not. I came into that fight way too early than I was supposed to. So, but we took it out. So good for me. All right. Like, okay, you want to know how easy this game is for me personally? This game is so easy. And I was telling Jim, and I think he misses. I was telling Mr. Tibbs earlier, this game is actually pretty easy, even for like a Souls-like. It's probably like one of the easiest Souls-likes around. But that's me not really knowing all the Souls-likes out there. But from what I've been, well, from what I believe, like it's much more accessible than most others. Anyways, it's so easy. On my main account, my character has no pants on. Like, bottom armor, leg armor, I don't have it. And I haven't had leg armor for most of the game. My character is just fucking walking around pantsless. Just, well, in British terms, is not wearing any like pantaloons or whatever, but it's in his pants. She's in her pants the whole game. That's it. She has arm guards, helmet, or like head armor and like chest armor and stuff like that. But she has no pants on. And I am still beating bosses first try. And I don't think that's a testament to just my skills per se. I think it's also a testament to just the difficulty in this game is just not that bad. And so, like, if someone was to ask for like the most accessible Souls-like around, I would probably even suggest this game before Elden Ring. Honestly, I know some people like have been saying Elden Ring is probably the most accessible one. Well, it's the most accessible Soulsborne game, but as far as all the Souls-likes, this is probably the most accessible one in my opinion. You have to get the parrying down for sure, but other than that, I think it's pretty damn accessible for most players. But anywho, yeah. So I think because it is now 6 minutes to 1:30 in the morning, mind you. I'm very tired, and so I think I'm gonna wrap up this stream here because the rest of this level is actually just straight ahead of us. It's basically just a forward path from here. So. We can finish up this level. I don't remember who the boss is, but we'll wrap up this level and then do some more. I think we'll finally get access to the village where we can talk to some villagers, start some quests with them, go to the blacksmith, which opens up. She has more options. Will open up for us to what to do, of the things that we can do with the shop. Here, blacksmith, whatever. So we'll mess around with that. We'll do some more submissions, get some more experience, and just continue on with the game. Like I said, I'm having a great time with it. I'm having a blast playing on my main account. I think I will come back to this. I'm sure I'll stream again later this week. I just don't know exactly when. I'm thinking, cause I want to stream a bit like longer, and I'm thinking maybe if my schedule is free, I'm thinking maybe either Sunday. If I do Sunday, I can stream for quite some time if I do it Sunday. Otherwise, it might have to be like in the evening on Thursday or something. Wednesday or Thursday I'll stream it because I'm going to be busy on Friday night with my family for my birthday because I didn't get to celebrate with them because I was gone last week. So Friday's off, and I might have plans on Saturday. Well, I probably will. So maybe Saturday during the day. Yeah, maybe Saturday during the day. I could probably. Okay, so it's either going to be Thursday evening, which will be like 1 a.m. for you guys overseas. Actually it'll be midnight because you guys haven't had your daylight savings yet. The UK hasn't had the daylight savings yet, so it'll be midnight for you guys if I do 5 or 5:15 or whatever. So either Thursday night / morning or Saturday and like the afternoon for me, so it'll be like the regular evening for the UK, or Sunday late afternoon, so getting towards the later evening for you guys. So it'll be one of those 3 days. That's when I'll stream again. And I'll be streaming this. I'm gonna keep streaming this till I beat it. I'm not gonna do New Game Plus on stream. I'm just gonna play it once, go through it, and have fun with it, and then go back to Last of Us as I was doing the grounded mode, and we were making good progress on it actually. So, and I recently replayed the game while I was visiting King in Indiana. So I remember it helped me remind myself of like the game, like where the enemies are, where they come from, and everything. So I won't get surprised. I have to figure this shit out on my own. So that's gonna help. We'll get through that game, and then I'll have to figure out what to do after that. But yeah, so it was fun. talking to you, Mr. Tibbs and Gemini. Thanks for hanging out with me for pretty much the whole stream. Really appreciate it. Wasn't sure what was going to happen with this stream. I'm trying to figure out what's a good day and time to try to get more people in to the streams, because lately they have been pretty quiet, so to speak. Haven't got a lot of people in them, and so I'm trying to just figure out what might work, what might not work. So yeah. But thanks for joining me, guys. And whoever the other person is, thanks for sticking around as well for most of the stream as well. I really appreciate whoever you are. Thank you very much. And yeah, until next time, guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.